Jason was a phenomenal dad. He was the dad that couldn't wait to have kids, came from a broken home. He lived for that. Jason changed when we had our son. He was a different person. And he was the dad that was up feeding in the middle of the night. He was the dad that was going grocery shopping while I was with a newborn. He was the dad that was changing diapers. He was the dad that was doing dishes, the cooking, the cleaning, laundry, just everything. Volunteering at the kids' school. He lived for those things. He couldn't wait to do those things with his own children. The day that the feds came to our house, I heard Patron, my 3-year-old at the time, scream outside. And they had thrown Jason on the ground in front of him. And then they walked him in and they kept yelling. They were thrashing, looking through the house, asking where the money was. He was involved in this conspiracy, but he had quit doing it when Patron was born. So something he hadn't done for 3 years. The county over is called the Emerald Triangle. We've grown up here, and this is where all of marijuana has been grown since, the 70s. And when you grow up here, it's like if you grew up in a milling town, you might go work at a mill. Well, here, it's very easy that's what you'd get into. I mean, I grew up in Laytonville, 25 minutes away from Jason, and my mom was drying marijuana in the backyard for a little extra money. It's just the world that we grew up in. So we finally have our court date in Iowa. Jason had nothing to do with Iowa. He had never been to Iowa. The pot, when he was involved, was going to Minnesota. Because when you cross state lines, different states want to pick up charges because of all these indictments, and they picked up Jason's charges. When he got the public defender in Iowa, he was not on our side. He was on the side of making it easier for the judge there. And I looked at him and I pulled my phone out and I was like, do you know who you're fighting for right now? Look at these pictures of our children at home. You're fighting for a dad. It has broken me to my very, very bottom and my very lowest to pull myself up so that those kids felt safe and they had a strong mom. And when you're a single parent and your kids are with you 24/7, they see you start to fall apart because their dad was our safety. I mean, Jason is a very strong presence, a strong man. He made anyone feel safe he was around. I have a really hard time thinking about what he goes through. I stay in denial about it a lot of the time because it breaks my heart. And to know that people are just doing the very same things that he's in prison for on a regular basis and that's life, there's no words. The best outcome would be for him to be released and to reunite with the boys and to get to know them. Presley was 3 by the time he left and Patron was 6. Patron's going to be 13 next month. So much has changed. It is hard to bond while you're in prison. It's limited. You've got only so many minutes to talk on the phone. It's going to be a huge adjustment because all of a sudden they're going to have their dad that's wants to be involved in everything. I just want them to be close. I want Jason to have the friendships and the love that I know that he wants and needs and deserves.